on the Fanduel side of things, because I still have that feeling every time I pick a lineup that I'm gonna fucking win.
Mm-hmm.
That it's just,
yeah, it just has to happen.
hey, I'll get my money tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that was the one game contest where just the one, which those are nice because like sometimes you score like 50 points and still cash.
Exactly.
Like,
it's nice,
which is what I, but the Atlanta, Carolina game.
Yeah.
I picked a couple lineups in that. And I'm like, 100% I'm winning this.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to wake up tomorrow and get my 10 grand because there's only so many players.
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, especially with those two teams. And I did cash, but I didn't fucking win for some reason. But like I'm so done with Ridley.
Yeah, I know.
Every time I pick him, he can never finish a game. But I had everybody. Here's the funny thing of like it was like the guy that won.
Yeah,
had everybody that I had on my roster just switching out one player.
Yeah,
and it
exactly.
was they didn't have Ridley. They had Atlanta's fucking kicker.
Oh God, and he had how many fucking field goals? Yeah,
and I had Curtis Samuel, but I didn't have him in my MVP slot.
Yeah,
and they did.
Oh my God, isn't that the worst?
That's what pisses you off the most. Of like, well, one, I didn't think about taking a fucking kicker.
Yeah,
because the only time I take him is if I can't afford anybody else.
Exactly. How much did you win?
A couple bucks.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
but,
See, I hit 1950 on that game.
Nice.
Yeah. I did well.
But it is such a disappointment especially if it's like a night game and I go to bed and then wake up the next morning and look at the history of like, I didn't win $1 million.
Yeah. I wake up disappointed.
And I wasn't even close. I was off by 100 points. How was that? Which is always the case. It's like, well, you scored 140. Well, the winner had scored like 230.
Yeah.
Like you weren't even in the same game as them.
I know it.
Which is a weird thing too, that you can be 100 points behind the winner and still cash.
It's still cash.
Like that's.
Yeah.
But just talking about that you have to average 25 points a player to win it, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And well, you get 9 players, I think, with your defense included.
Mm-hmm.
Of
your defense score, because your defense is not scoring 25 points.
Well, and it's like 23 something. Yeah. But I think I threw 25 in there, 25, 26, saying that the defense, if it gets you, just to the baseline 10, you're good. Now, last week I had the Chiefs; they got me 24
exactly, with a kick return and
and a pick six
exactly. Against
which is against that. That's why I didn't text you of like, hey, that $100,000 thing for the defense. I have that defense because I figured you were pissed off at that point when that originally happened. Of okay, well, there's a pick six against my team.
You texting me would have just been like, okay, yep,
it
would have made me laugh.
Yeah, I was going to tell you beforehand that I think so little of your team that I picked the defense against them.
Yeah,
which is actually turning out to be a pretty good defense. So
you know what, and actually. To be honest with you, in one of the other ones I did, I had the Chiefs defense too. So
you had to,
the
snow game and
the Broncos
Denver
aren't good.
Just not good. One of those years,
exactly.
It's we've had for the last
5 years.
Yeah, since they won. But that is a bad thing. It's like, oh man, my team I root for sucks, man. They just been terrible for fucking 5 years. Can't do anything. It's like, yeah, but you won a Super Bowl like 5 years ago.
I know.
So shut up.
That's the worst part about it because I can't bitch. Because there's a history of success there.
And you're sitting across from a Bengals fan.
I know. I'm like, I got to keep my mouth shut because there's so many opportunities for them to be good and to make plays. And it's just like, they didn't. You know what I mean? Like, it's just nope. And I'm like, God damn it.
Here's one. I informed my brother of this yesterday that the Bengals set a record on Sunday.
What was that?
Never been done before in the NFL.
Okay.
They scored over 30 points.
Mm-hmm.
They never punted the football.
Yep.
And they lost.
Yeah.
That's never happened before.
Yeah.
And then when I seen that, I started thinking of like, no, they marched it down the field every fucking time. They never punted the ball.
Yep.
And they lost.
Yeah.
Took the lead with 40 seconds left. Thinking, and as soon as they did, I'm like, all right, well, we're going to overtime. They're going to march it right down and kick a field goal. I didn't expect them to march it right down and throw a touchdown and still leave time on the clock.
Exactly.
Like, Oh, they didn't have any timeouts in 40 seconds, and it didn't even take them that long to score.
Yeah.
Their defense is so bad.
Yeah, it's really, really bad. And they spent money on that. That's the worst part.
Yeah, their defensive coordinator needs to be fired. But, well, then the other thing of, like, you have Geno Atkins and Carlos Dunlap. Well, you don't have Carlos Dunlap anymore, but of, like, your defense is so bad, and Sam Hubbard's hurt.
Yeah.
It's so, like, those guys can't make it on the field. Geno Atkins made the Pro Bowl last fucking year. He's played 9 seasons. I think he's made the Pro Bowl 7 times.
Yeah.
Can't get on the field.
Yep.
And on that defense.
Yep.
Carlos Dunlap can't get on the field with that defense of, like, but Seattle, that's usually, I mean, they're down this year. Pete Carroll's defensive guy of, like, they were willing to trade for that guy.
I think.
What are you guys doing down there?
Exactly. Carlos Dunlap has had, like, how many 9, in between 8 to 10 sack seasons his whole fucking career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Multiple double-digit sack seasons.
Yes.
Can't get on the field. With that defense of, like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you guys can't stop anything.
No. Nope. Not even a little bit. Yeah. It's bad.
Yeah, it just drives me fucking nuts, and I'm so scared today.
Yeah.
Because I think today might be the day Joe Burrow dies. I mean, you really got to think. They played Tennessee.
I know.
Tennessee's defense isn't great.
I don't know if Clowney's playing.
Doesn't matter.
I know.
But Cincinnati has such a bad offensive line. Some might say the worst.
I would, yes.
Of the 3 really bad offensive linemen, 3 of them are out for the game today. So the doubly worse backup linemen that they have are in for the game.
Yeah.
The starters that are bad couldn't protect Joe Burrow from anybody. And now you have the backups in.
Yeah.
Including both the fucking tackles. I'm like, okay.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Well, Joe's dead today.
Yeah, Joe may die. Joe may die.
That was my, and no, with that defense, I made sure to get a lineup in there that had Derrick Henry in it because I feel like he might run for some yardage today. Although it'll probably be one of those ones like, let's save him and Tannehill throw for fucking 400 yards.
Yeah. You know what? Watching Tennessee, I thought Pittsburgh was going to fucking throttle them before the game started.
And it started out that way.
It did. And then they were like, oh, we're actually pretty decent at football, too. We're going to make this a game. I like the Titans because I just saw last week Tannehill can actually move the ball down the field himself.
Once he got out of Gase, man.
But that's why they're even. I mean, that's why they're scary. Don't get me wrong. Henry didn't even have 100 yards rushing.
Right.
So,
but that's against the Steelers.
Exactly. But still,
nobody rushes for 100 yards.
No. But okay, so you take that away from me, but I can still score points. I can still do my thing. All right, yeah, the Titans can be dangerous because their defense is solid.
Yeah,
they're not terrible. They have some good players on the field, and then it's just like, okay, these guys are okay. My thing is last year wasn't a fluke. You know what I mean? Their run last year, it wasn't a fluke. I think they're actually,
Yeah, it's just they happen to be in the conference. It's I mean,
yeah.
Because nobody talks about the Steelers, even though they're phenomenally good.
Yeah.
But they're dogs again this week.
No, they're up now.
Are they up now?
Yeah, they're up now.
Enough people have put some money on them that they came up. But I like to look at it that way of where the line started.
Oh, no, they are down.
Dude, they were like 3-point dogs.
Now they're 4-point dogs.
Now they're 4-point dogs.
Wow, they were up it was like 1.5 yesterday. Steelers.
Yeah. You going to give me the Steelers and 4 points against Baltimore?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to take that.
Yeah.
I know it's in Baltimore.
There's no fans.
But there's no fans. Lamar Jackson can't throw.
Yeah.
I think we're finding that out of Lamar Jackson can't throw the ball.
He can't drop back and throw. I mean,
that's the deal.
He's good when there's a running game, there's RPOs, there's play action and stuff. But when you're down 2 scores in the second half, you can't do that stuff as often as you'd like. You actually have to be able to drop back and throw the ball. Here's
the thing and now it'll come back to bite me in the ass for saying this. But your RPO games and running, you're playing the Steelers.
Yep.
And they don't let you do that.
Yeah.
Their mentality is you will not rush for 100. You throw it for 400. You ain't rushing for 100.
Nope.
So that's,
which is always
ask Derrick Henry how that,
Well, it always bit him in the ass when they played the Patriots with Tom Brady. Oh, you don't want me to run the ball? That's okay.
All right, I'll throw it 65 times. Yep, no problem. To the running back.
Yeah, exactly.
For 5 yards.
Every time.
It's just like we ran the ball.
Yep.
That's, that shocked the shit out of me of them being, they were dogs last week.
I know they were.
To Tennessee. The one that got me, and it almost came back to bite them, is the end of the first half when they chucked that Hail Mary for an interception when they were kind of in. You threw a crossing pattern with your timeout that you had and gained 10 yards. You kick a field goal and go up.
Yep.
You just left points on the board for no reason.
And then Ben trying to squeeze that last pick in between two dudes.
Yeah.
Oh, you're smarter than that. I know Ben's decision making sometimes is he's got that attitude of I want to put the fuckers away.
Right.
Which is okay.
Yeah.
But in that situation, it's not okay because they were within a touchdown.
Yeah.
And the field, they were within a field goal to win.
Yeah. That was, and a missed field goal was what
won you the game.
Well, yeah. That would just get, and I've gotten more and more, and I think we talked about this last week after watching that Lombardi talk of, I pay so much more attention to clock management now that it's just like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Mm-hmm.
And we'll dip this back in because we need to talk about college football before we get into the NFL game because some stuff happened yesterday. But do you want to start with Ohio State or you want to start with...
let's start with everything else.
The shitbags?
Yeah.
Let's start with them?
Yeah, so old Sparty gets the W yesterday.
Yeah. That was...
My favorite thing about it is... So I watched like the, whatever you want to call it, the big noon kickoff or whatever with all those guys. And I don't mind them.
No, they're okay.
I don't mind them. I mean, some of them I didn't like Leinart as a player. You know what I mean? Like I didn't
care for Brady Quinn.
I didn't care for Brady Quinn either, but I don't mind him on there.
No.
I don't mind him talking about it. Urban, I don't really like him on the talk show. Like he's very smart.
Yeah.
And obviously he's fucking Urban Meyer, but I talking about that stuff is odd to me, but he calls out how to stop Michigan.
Yeah.
You play tight coverage. They can't get the RPOs in. That's how you defend it. That's how you beat it. And then Michigan State goes, oh, okay, I'll do that.
Just do that.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, because I love, I've been, I don't want to say trying to be more active on Twitter, but I tweeted some things yesterday, more of replies.
Gotcha.
Things.
Gotcha.
And I wouldn't call it being active. I did like 3 of them, which for me is pretty fucking active. But it was being on Twitter and watching the Michigan fan base fucking melt down of the fuck again. Jim Harbaugh. We need to get Don Brown can't stop anybody.
Yeah.
Which he can't. He hasn't since he's been there. So
the fucking thing is, and I was on there too of, oh my God, our DBs suck. We have the worst fucking DBs in the country. If you're asking people, not even these are college athletes, they're between the ages of 18 and 22, to play man fucking coverage, all game, you're going to get beat because you're just fucking tired.
For the most part, the NFL doesn't do that,
exactly,
and they have, some would say, the best defensive backs.
Yes, and I'm thinking that's got to be that doesn't cross your mind.
That always is weird to me, especially, mostly for college, because the NFL doesn't really do it because they switch shit up, but like a Don Brown, it's very apparent of this is the defense I play.
Mm-hmm.
I will not switch anything up.
Yeah.
Of like, well, hey man, you got to throw some zone in there every once in a while.
Yeah.
Just for a different look, because the quarterback obviously is getting pretty comfortable knowing what you're doing.
Exactly.
So he kind of knows where he's going with the ball.
Yeah.
That's why your pass rush can't do anything, because he's made a decision pre-snap of, well, this motherfucker can't. Obviously, I've thrown it 50 yards to this guy 3 times.
Exactly.
And oh my God.
The attitude there, though, of I don't need to change anything, it works. It doesn't. You haven't beat your rivals. Like
1-6 at home.
1-6 at home against Michigan State and Ohio State.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. The 2 games you have to win if you're a Michigan coach, you can't do it.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
And you could get by with not beating Ohio State.
Yeah.
Because Ohio State's just kind of on one of those runs.
Uh-huh.
And it'll stop at some point. I mean, it's up and down. That's how, that's just how it goes.
Yeah.
But there's no excuse for them to be losing to Michigan State.
Not in
because Michigan State hasn't been
what they used to be.
In the last 5 years, they just haven't been that.
No.
And you're not winning those games.
No. But that's what kept D'Antonio, and his job was beating Michigan.
Yeah.
That's literally what you're going to keep beating the team that we hate? Okay. Yeah. Here you go.
That was another one yesterday when they did something. Michigan State did something. And I just listened to the announcers, and they was like, this is not the normal offense that they run. It's like, it's this fucking second game.
Yeah.
What do you know about normal? They got beat by Rutgers.
Yeah.
So maybe this is game number 2. Remember, this coaching staff didn't exist.
Exactly.
So
maybe they thought, man, the offense we ran last week was terrible.
Yeah.
Let's shake some shit up. Okay.
Turn the ball over 7 times. That helps too.
Helps
when
too.
you're on the Rutgers side of things.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now Rutgers is better than Michigan, obviously.
Isn't that the way it goes?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Maryland beat Minnesota Friday night.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Well, that was the thing I was listening to, because I don't listen to Cowherd very often.
Mm-hmm.
But I just like a clip of when Joel Klatt was on there.
Yeah.
And talking about Michigan after they beat Minnesota, of like, it looks like they finally started making the adjustments with their offense.
It did.
Because you have to, and Joel Klatt, and it's a great point of, we're in an era, you have to score 30 points in college football.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to.
Yeah.
Your defense can't, when you play the good Clemson, Ohio State, Alabama, all those, for the most part, gonna score 30 points.
Yeah.
They're not going to score less than 20.
No.
So he was making that point of, hey, look, and then you see Minnesota get
throttled.
Okay, well, you didn't score 20 against Michigan State, and the game that you did score some points in looks like, it's a problem.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't realize. I mean, I knew he had transferred there, but Tua's brother, I can't pronounce his name. It's too many T's, and and too many vowels together that I don't know how it sounds.
I feel like it should be Tambahali.
Yeah. I mean, I understand the rules is, if 2 vowels go a walk and the first one talks, but not in that guy's name.
Yeah,
right? I don't know. There's too many. I mean, the A and the U together in his name could make an R sound. I don't know because I don't know how to pronounce it. So, Tua's brother, that's what I'm going to call him. Or Tug, because I think there's a Tagovailoa. Isn't that how you pronounce the last name?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to call him Tug.
Tug.
Yep.
Rubbin' Tug Viola.
Yeah. Yeah, Rubbin' Tug Viola. But he looked okay.
Yeah.
I don't know who they played week 1, but I think they got beat.
Yeah.
But still, he didn't look bad against a bad defense.
No. But, that's on the Twitter side of things. That's where I was going. Because somebody's talking about getting their players, because that's what they keep saying.
Yeah.
And I didn't respond to it just because it was somebody that wasn't worthy of a response. Like I'm anybody to talk.
Who am
I have no followers because I do nothing on there. But my thing, I was just going to put, well, everybody knows it takes at least 15 years to get your own players in there. I mean, obviously. So you got another, 8 years, or 9 years that you need to get your own guys in there.
So Friday afternoon, did you hear Paul Feinbaum go off on Nebraska?
No.
Okay. So Nebraska, with the dude from Wisconsin, obviously got tested positive, so the game had to be canceled.
Right.
Nebraska was trying to play another team.
Right. Yeah, I did see that.
And Paul Feinbaum called them all kinds of fucking names. You don't belong in the Big Ten, all this stuff, and all this shit just goes off on them. But it's not Nebraska's fault that the game was canceled.
No.
You know what I mean? They're trying to play a game. They want to be bowl eligible.
Right.
So I don't have an issue with trying to schedule another game.
And that's weird because I did see a Paul Feinbaum clip.
Yeah.
That after the Big Ten stepped in and said no, that Paul Feinbaum was like, the Big Ten is just stupid. They're just trying to, get their guys some work in. And he was on the other side of it. He was on the side of being for Nebraska trying to.
But he fucking ripped them. I mean, I watched the clip. He just goes off.
Yeah, that's
And I'm like, I understand. But still, I mean, but I was like, you're a very respectful person in the college football, media, they're just trying to play another game. They're trying to get another win so that they can play a bowl game.
Yeah.
Because their 2-quarterback system, it was okay. With the McCaffrey guy and the Martinez guy, it was okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it made you, if that's what you have to do.
Pick one, but
yes, 100% pick one. But, I mean, they could win some games. They can beat a lot of the Big Ten teams.
Yeah, and their schedule fucking sucks.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
I mean, the Big Ten made it very aware. Oh, you were the first vocal one to come out.
Yeah, there you go.
Here you go.
Here you go. Yeah.
Paul Feinbaum, he's been railing on the Big Ten, which, needs to be because their protocols are just
stupid.
Fucking stupid.
21 fucking days.
That kid came out on that Friday night and did work, and then they basically just kicked him out of the fucking league.
Uh-huh.
And now they're up to, 22 positive tests
Something
in
like
the program.
that.
Like, their season's over.
Uh-huh.
Because,
21, that's not even
21 days.
That's not even the rules.
No questions. 21 days.
That's not even the rules for real life.
No.
That's not even it at all.
And then the thing that gets me is, like, you still have people going to fucking class.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, why are we going to act like, the double standard here?
Yeah, it's bullshit. It's the fucking worst. You could have started 2 weeks earlier, so you had at least a little give me time, and then you could actually made your rules to not be a fucking douchebag.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much it. You guys you're still trying to stick with your guns of we were right in our decision to not have a season.
Yeah.
And we're going to make it almost impossible for you guys to complete your season.
And that's one of those things of, like, you think, like, the only thing going on in the Big Ten this year is Ohio State. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and to think that that's not going to bite Ohio State is, at some point in time, they're going to have an outbreak. I mean, that's just everybody's going to.
Or the team that you're playing is, and you're going to get fucked out of another game.
I mean, for fuck's sake, Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
Didn't play this week and won't play next week.
And he's not playing next week, so
I mean, that's the
at least there's some fucking at least the ACC is smart enough to know that he could have came back this week.
Because it's 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the 10 days you have to go through their your heart checks and stuff like that, just to make whatever that fucking myopathy or whatever that they were scared about that seemed to be a weird thing.
It's called the sudden cardiac arrest or whatever with players.
Yeah, that for some reason they say that COVID causes
the
that,
heart
but
or whatever.
Well, did you check these people that might have had that problem before?
Yeah, exactly.
But I understand. Okay,
But
we want to make sure you're good enough to go. And that's the only reason he won't play is because he can't go through that the 2 days of testing for that won't get him in time for Saturday.
But they have a level-headed reasoning and rules, so the guy could have still possibly played.
Yeah.
It's not just, you have it, 3 weeks, see ya.
Yeah, I don't understand the 3 week thing.
Yeah, I don't get it either. It's fucking stupid. So you want to go into last night's game, or do you want me to start with it?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Let me hear your thoughts.
My first thought is we should have done way more things in the offseason to try to pay Jeff Hafley, the defensive coordinator.
Okay.
I think it's good. It's a good defense. There's a lot of good pieces, and I know everybody's defense looks bad right now in college football and all that stuff. But it seems that there's just a kind of a different attitude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think last year there was a lot more coverage mix-ups. There was different. They switched shit up in the backfield because that was his area. Hafley's area was DBs, and so they switched up coverages a lot last year. And I think this year you're getting more of the basic look,
right?
Which is what happened 2 years ago. We got the basic look, and we didn't end up doing real well,
right?
And when we played good teams, and that was my first look. I'm like, Penn State's not that good. They shouldn't be giving up that many points.
No,
you know what I mean. They shouldn't have given up that many points to Nebraska. I get it. It was the first game. It's the second week. Things could change, but that was my instant thought last night watching the game.
I will agree. Their defense is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I have major issue with Ohio State in general now because I don't feel like it's now. Granted, second week, you get shit. It's overreaction. Day after the games or whatever, but it just doesn't. To me, watching that team yesterday doesn't It's one of those ones of like, I don't know that they can compete.
Yeah, that's exactly
with
what
Clemson and Alabama.
That's what I was thinking too.
I don't think they can stop them.
No,
or even come close to stopping them.
I think it's an issue. I think the defense is an issue. I think the offense. I think after last week, before the season, Ryan Day even said it that they were having that killer attitude on offense. They were
right.
They were running. They were just going to keep fucking scoring. And then last week he comes out and apologizes because his twos scored with the last seconds of the game. Comes out, and I thought it was a little bit more conservative towards the end of the game yesterday.
Exactly.
And I was like, dude, who cares? Who cares? Ohio State gets a lot of shit for a lot of different things. We don't need shit because we didn't score enough points. We don't need that on your ass.
Because you got to assume at least one game's getting canceled.
Mm-hmm.
And, on the safe side, too.
Yep.
So if you're going to have 6 games, you better...
Yeah, so when you play a ranked opponent, Penn State was ranked last night, you should beat the fuck out of your ranked opponents.
And Penn State had no chance of stopping them.
No.
And they just kind of, we don't want to score this time, so let's do this.
Exactly.
So,
that's what it looked like, is we'll just, we'll work on other things or, things that we're not... No. Beat the piss out of them, guys.
Yeah.
That's just what you have to do anymore. Nobody gave shit to Clemson putting up 70-3 on Georgia Tech 2 weeks ago.
No.
Nobody said a goddamn word about it.
No.
They made fun of Georgia Tech.
And there's just something about Ohio State's team that's just not sitting right.
Uh-huh.
I don't know exactly. I don't think their defense is that good.
Yeah.
And their offensive line,
Yeah, it's iffy.
But there's just something not sitting confidently of like, uh-oh. Like, yes, with defensive wise of like with Wade.
Yeah.
He might have just dropped out of the first round yesterday.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Dude, and I'm not going to say it all on him because I think some of it's just kind of the defense they're playing of like, but if you're a first round draft pick, and the quarterback that nobody knows the name of from Penn State is actively seeking you out and throwing at you, you get a fucking problem.
Yeah. Well, and I love the guy. I've met him Sean Wade. I'm getting ready to say his name.
Okay.
Kerry Coombs.
Yeah.
I love the guy. Super energetic, super active. I went to a few camps when I was still playing, and he was running the camps. And I met him, and he was just, awesome guy to be around, awesome coach to be around. The way that he teaches his DBs to do things doesn't work anymore. The face carding, the coverage like that, it doesn't work that way anymore. You have to be able to flip your hips, turn around, and see the fucking ball, and they don't do that. Which is, I thought the problem. I thought the DBs looked better when he went to the NFL with Vrabel.
Right.
My personal opinion. And I love the dude. You know what I'm saying? He's a good guy to have on the sidelines. He's energetic. He's crazy as shit. But I think that's part of the problem too.
Yeah. I think, and that was one too. My brother made the point last night was, as far as Wade goes, he goes, like, he looks like he's bored.
Yeah.
Like they never throw at him. So he's just lazy. And that's what he looked like. Like he was just, okay.
I'm here.
I'm here.
Yeah.
And that's a problem.
Let's go to the other team. That catch by that fucking Dotson dude was absolutely...
Both of them, back to back.
They were fucking insane, and I loved it. I was like, oh my God, that's awesome. A little bit of a push-off, but anyway.
Little.
But the freaking Jesus, that was sweet.
Was fantastic.
God, that was awesome.
And the one before, both of those were on Wade. I can't give Wade shit for the one before that the kid ended up... Because Wade got his hands on the ball and slapped it out of his hands, and the guy pinned it on his helmet. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. I shake your hand on that one.
And then the next one, he stiff-armed Wade in the chest and caught it one-handed. So I don't know what to do with that. I'm more talking about, like, on the Wade side of things, of the 20-yard cushion that you're giving a guy for an 18-yard fucking slant that is not contested.
Yeah. I just, those two catches were cool. But, yeah, they're... Hopefully that something clicks or, whatever has to happen. But still, they just don't look like, they don't remind me a lot of the same team that was there last year. Granted, I know they lost some people to the draft, but they didn't lose that many people.
They make me think of a team that, like, if they ended up playing Clemson, if Clemson was full strength, like Clemson might hang 55 points on them.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a thing.
Like 55 to 36 would be the score.
Yeah.
That's just what it kind of reminds me of too.
Yeah, I don't think they could stop them.
No. And if you're gonna play, if you're gonna kind of do the man, 2-man under kind of deal too, you're going to get toast if you play Alabama because that Devontae Smith guy, pretty fucking good.
Yeah. That's one, too, that was coming on. I was coming on this.
Is it sticky?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was looking into some recruiting.
Yeah.
And
for the show?
Yeah.
Okay. Recruiting for our show.
In here. Hooers. Because Ohio State's 2021 class pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, it started, I caught it on Twitter or something like that. The 2022 class, like, a lot exploded this last week.
Yeah.
Of the
decommitments from Texas?
Yeah, but then all the crystal ball predictions of those guys going to Ohio State now of like, like a couple more top flight receivers and some defensive backs, like, and then just listen to all the, well, it must be nice to be at Ohio State paying all these players to come. I'm like, well, you're a Texas fan and you guys fucking suck. So I don't understand why you would think that nobody would decommit from there. Like, you can't play football.
Yeah, you're bad.
You're firing your coach this year.
100%.
And then another rebuild after you bitched and moaned and ran Mac Brown out of town.
Exactly. And Charlie
after
Strong.
He won a national championship.
And
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tom Herman seems like an asshole.
Yeah, he does. Sounds like an arrogant asshole.
But yeah, defensive backs, I get it. They always end up coming to Ohio State. I understand that. It's Ohio State, Alabama. I mean, but the receivers of like, Jesus fucking Christ, the receivers that are coming to Columbus are like,
man. And there's already a fucking stockpile of them now.
Yeah, because some can't get on the field.
Yeah.
The true freshman last week made one of the greatest catches I've ever seen with that toe tap.
And I don't think he played that last night.
I think he got a catch.
Yeah.
But it
still,
was like,
though, like, oh my God.
Fucking Garrett Wilson, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to not mention Olave because he's fantastic, but Garrett Wilson as a sophomore, remember last week I was making that comparison to Antonio Brown, which it's a tough comparison to make, but I'm going to go back and say that again just for the fact of he has that thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like he just kind of always ends up open.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird.
Yeah.
Of like, well, the guy's getting 9 to 10 catches each week.
Yeah.
He's a couple of them are contested, but he's just like, how is he losing everybody?
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of those things. Because now it's tough saying that comparison to because Antonio Brown does that in the NFL.
Yeah.
Where it's like, how the fuck is he open by 15 yards? But he always is.
Always is.
But it seems like it's like, I think like some NFL teams would be pretty happy to get that Garrett Wilson.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the other thing. You start thinking of, like, obviously Fields is gone.
Mm-hmm.
And after the first 2 games, you got to assume that Chris Olave is a first-round draft pick coming.
Yeah.
That he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
But then you look back, it's like that Fleming, that's the fastest dude on the field. They didn't even fucking throw at him.
Yeah.
I think he had 1 or 2 catches of like...
Yeah, whoever gets the quarterback job next year is going to be sitting pretty with weapons around him.
Yeah, and they don't even know who that is.
No.
That's I kind of wanted to see who would come in, but they didn't win it. They didn't score enough fucking points to do it.
The dude last week didn't look bad.
No,
I mean, he ran some plays. Usually they don't throw when he's in, so we don't really know how he can throw. But
yeah, I think you're going to see some blowouts because the Big Ten is fucking garbage.
The one quarterback is still up in the air for Ohio State that decommitted from Texas. Like the 4-star. I don't remember his name, but I don't remember his name. But I mean, I know it's between Alabama, Ohio State, and somebody else.
Well, and then you already have that one kid from Texas that's already committed. That Jack. Who was the kid that played last week? Because they're both white guys and they have very similar names.
The quarterback?
The quarterback that played last week at Ohio State. Is it Miller?
Could be.
Jack Miller. But then there's another one from another pro-style quarterback from Texas that's already committed to Ohio State for next year.
Gotcha.
And then
yeah.
I think a lot of it is if Ryan Day wants to be a Nick Saban type, not saying they're going to win that many national championships.
Yeah.
That's pretty, I mean,
it's difficult.
Fucking Nick Saban. I mean,
exactly.
The reason it's got greatest ever.
Uh-huh.
And there's no debate about, Bear Bryant back now. Fuck you.
No.
Way more competitive. Nick Saban, greatest ever.
Yes.
That's just, there's no debate.
Yeah.
But I think people are kind of liking the Ryan Day offense that they're seeing of like, hey, this is a place that
we can do some things there.
Not to the wide receiver coach Hartline.
Yeah,
seems like he murders it on the recruiting trail.
Seems like he's good at it.
I mean,
like if there's an award for best recruiter, there's an award for best recruiter, and he's got to be up there. He's got to be up there.
And it's one of those things too of like undersized, not the fastest guy. Of hey man, I played at Ohio State. And then I got drafted and played for the Colts.
Yeah.
And caught passes, I think, from Manning and Luck.
Yeah.
Because I think Manning was still there. Of like
Hartline?
Yeah. Didn't he play for the Colts? Who did he play for?
Dolphins.
Oh, it was the other white guy that played for the Colts, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
The hell was his name?
Anthony Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think he's the
senator or something now, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, Hartline.
Dolphins. I think he was with the Browns a little bit.
Was he?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of toward where he started skipping around.
But he had a decent career at the Dolphins. Yeah.
But of like
with nobody throwing to him.
Yeah, nobody throwing to him. He stayed in the league.
Yeah.
I think that's a big deal for those guys.
Mm-hmm.
I know, like you don't have to play in the NFL to be a coach. And a lot of great coaches never did.
No.
But I think in the college game of being that younger guy that played in the league, I think when it comes to recruiting, I'm like, hey, man, you want to get to the NFL? I've been there.
Exactly.
And I was like an undersized guy.
Uh-huh.
And I can show you
how to get
what they're looking for.
Yep.
Of it. Because I know a lot of those, there's only so many Julio Jones that ever exist. For the most part, the 6'2", I run a 4'4", 4'5".
Yeah.
Everybody has those. So you're going to have to do something different to stick out.
Exactly.
I mean,
yes. Yeah. So let's talk about a different college football team. Now, I think we could probably get on the same page as this answer, but if Clemson loses next week without Trevor Lawrence, are they a possibility of being out of the top 4?
No chance.
Okay, good. All right, good.
None. Because one, I don't know that Notre Dame can beat them without Trevor Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
I think that game yesterday against Boston College, I think people just see that score and go like, fuck, they're fucking against Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Watch the game.
Exactly.
The kid played pretty fucking well.
Yeah.
And you got to remember, like, ETN fumbled going into the end zone and they scooped it for a 95-yard touchdown.
Exactly.
Like, if I watched quite a bit of that game of it wasn't.
No.
Yeah, it wasn't
like
what
that.
you thought.
No.
So, I still think Clemson will beat Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
And even if Notre Dame beats Clemson next week, it'll be by a touchdown or less.
Yes, exactly.
And then if they play again and Trevor Lawrence is back and they beat him by fucking 30, I mean, it's just.
Yeah. I agree with you on that. I just wanted to make sure that.
I think everybody gets a freebie, especially if a player's not there.
Mm-hmm. Especially of that caliber.
That guy.
Yeah. I agree with you. I just making sure that we were there on the same issue there.
And I still think after watching Notre Dame play, Clemson with their backup quarterback, I still think beats them by 2 touchdowns.
I can get on that.
I kind of see that.
Because their defense doesn't change.
No.
Defense doesn't change. They're still wonderful. They're still a good, solid defense.
Yeah.
And, you still have guys around that young quarterback. Like, all right, what does everybody say that the young quarterback's best thing is the run game?
Yeah.
You have one of the best running back.
Top guy.
In the college football. Give it to him. Let him carry the load a little bit.
Yeah, you have a guy that should be in the NFL running right now.
Yes, he should be.
Should be.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and Notre Dame, man, they're still, and this is, I don't know if it's a Brian Kelly thing. I guess it's got to be because it's kind of trended ever since he's been there. They are a turnover-happy fucking team, man. They turn the ball over, and you just can't do that. You can beat Georgia Tech
with it. Yeah,
you're not beating Clemson. You turn the ball over a couple times, Clemson's going to beat the fucking doors off of you. That's just the way it goes.
Yeah, for sure. Florida got to play yesterday after their 2-week drought of COVID.
Yeah,
they beat the pants off Missouri.
Both ways.
Yeah. It
was a funny thing. Like 3 guys got ejected. Of like the whole fucking team was over there in the scuffle, and you ejected 3 people out. I mean,
yeah.
And the one guy was like punching his own coach in the back of the fucking head. Of like, get out of the way.
Yeah. I like how they do the scuffle where there's 30 people involved. All right, well, we saw number 225 and 33. That's it? That's all of everybody around there? That's all you saw?
Almost 200 players. That's it?
Yeah.
And I love football scuffles like that, too, because it's like, let's get in here and start chest bumping.
Yeah.
And then they start throwing punches to the helmet. Of like,
we're going to break your fucking hand.
What are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Yeah, Florida.
Texas A&M keeps fucking winning for some God knows what reason.
They're garbage.
I hate Jimbo Fisher.
I do, too.
Fuck him.
He's getting to the point of, I understand you won with Jameis Winston.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. But you also fucked up that program enough that you had to leave it for Texas A&M.
Exactly.
Like, that was a better job.
Yeah. Did you were at Florida State?
Yeah, you're at Florida State, and you left for Texas A&M like that was a better job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Yeah, it made no fucking sense. Made no fucking sense.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. Other than that, everything kind of just played out how you thought it was going to play out. Cincinnati's pretty fucking decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, good. I never really liked the guy, but good for Luke Fickell.
Yeah. I feel pretty good about that pick.
Yeah. You shouldn't, but
no, I mean they're going to get they're going to go undefeated and not make it in. Yeah, but
mm-hmm.
I feel good that
yeah.
Because now knowing like even if Clemson gets knocked off, they didn't have Trevor Lawrence, so the one and done thing is just isn't going to be a thing this year. It doesn't feel like so.
Yeah, I mean
that sucks for Cincinnati because they beat the brakes off of Memphis yesterday, and that was the one team they couldn't beat. Just couldn't get over that hump.
Yeah. And then Virginia beat North Carolina. Top 15 team goes down.
Yeah.
I you know what? I really like to root for Mac Brown.
Yeah.
Just because that he didn't do anything wrong in Texas, and they just said, fuck you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just were like, get out of here.
Win a national championship. And what some might say the greatest game ever played in fucking college. And 2 years later, you're calling for his head.
Yep.
Of like,
yeah.
What are you
doing?
What is going on?
Yeah. And then went again, and your starting quarterback gets hurt in the fucking second drive.
Yeah. And your backup played pretty well. Like you kept that game reasonable.
Yeah. Because it could have got way worse. Yeah. And he sucks. Get him out.
Yeah.
Nope. I'm going to go down to North Carolina. I'm going to have a top 10 recruiting class both years he's been there so far.
Yeah.
And I'm going to win some games.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, good for him. And I just like him because I like when the old guys start to change to the new way football's played.
Yeah.
Like I show a lot of respect for those people because they could just still do the shit that they used to do. I mean, I'm Mac Brown. Why would I've won a national championship? This is the way I do things. Okay, no, I am actually going to kind of go with the times a little bit, change the way I do my offense, and I respect the hell out of that.
Because some people don't.
Exactly.
Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, which the offense has changed a little bit. They're not, they don't have fucking two fullbacks on the field all the time.
Right.
You know? So it's changed a little bit, but you have to when you have fucking that monster back there as a quarterback because that dude's massive.
Yeah.
He is massive. And he has a fucking cannon.
Yeah.
He can't throw a deep ball. He's not accurate on his deep ball.
It's almost just too strong.
Yes, but he throws. I wouldn't want to catch a slant from him. My chest cavity might break.
I'm going to go ahead and implant this in your sternum.
Yeah. That way you don't drop
have to catch it.
Nope.
It's going to stick.
It's going to stick. That kid's going to be good if he leaves Michigan. I mean.
Yeah. If he gets somebody that knows what to do with quarterbacks.
Yeah.
If he can get away from the quarterback guru to somebody that actually knows how to coach a quarterback,
he'll be good.
Okay.
And I think he has to. And I know he's he's a freshman, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Quit running the ball so much.
Yeah.
Quit running the ball so much. You're not going to last, even in college football.
I think that's more the offensive scheme.
I think it is too. But there's times where you take off and you get that 3rd and 4, you take off running and you get it. Start to slide, bud.
Yeah.
Start to slide.
Stop taking the hits.
Watch the running quarterbacks in the NFL. They don't get hit anymore. Kyler Murray slides if there's any kind of breath.
Except Andy Dalton.
Except Andy Dalton. But Lamar Jackson doesn't take hits. He slides. He runs out of bounds. Kyler Murray slides or runs out of bounds. The people who run in the NFL know that they won't last if they take off and do that.
Cam Newton.
Exactly.
Get the shit beat out of him for 6 years. Mm-hmm. That's why, last couple years have been pretty tough.
Andrew Luck took off running all the time and would lower his fucking shoulder. He doesn't play anymore.
Right.
He lacerated his kidney one game because he got hit so fucking hard.
Yeah.
Stop doing that. I know you're built like a Mack truck, Andrew Luck, but stop. Don't do that. You'll still be playing.
Little rhyming in there.
Thank you.
Mack truck, Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, that Michigan. It just keeps coming back to that of like, well, and you don't like him. And I seen this yesterday. I don't think it would happen, but it's like, if you're Michigan and you shit can your staff, would you not try to get Fickle?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't like him when I met him. I should say that. Yeah. I don't know what he's like as an actual coach. He just seems like
he's okay.
Yeah. He just kind of was a prick about some things when I met him, and
I understand.
Yeah.
It's like Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Fucking douche. Good at the football though.
All right, we'll use that as our segue in the NFL. NFL. All right, so last week, off air, I was informed by Randy that I won the pick'ems last week. I went 4-1.
Yeah. Went 4-1. I went 3-2.
Yeah. So that's another W.
Of a skid.
Another W for me. Just putting it out there.
So here's one thing I want to talk about though before we get into doing any picks or whatever. Right. The fact that it's the NFL.
Yeah.
That the Chiefs are a 19-point favorite in an NFL game.
20 now.
Is it 20 now?
Yeah.
And you really have to consider taking them in that.
Yeah.
And it's an NFL game. Mm-hmm. Like they have professionals.
It's that sad.
Of like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think, and I was reading something too where they're like, Trevor Lawrence needs to opt and do, whatever, get out of New York. But I heard somebody talking about how like New York's not as bad as what you think as far as the destination goes, because obviously they're going to be firing Gase. And the GM that's there now was not the one that got this to where it was.
Yeah, exactly.
But he started listing off of, now it's granted on it depending on who you would hire as a head coach.
Yeah.
But like they have no talent, but they have stockpiled the fuck out of some draft picks.
Yeah.
Like they can build a pretty young team.
Yeah.
Which when it comes to a quarterback, you build a lot of pieces, you got a rookie deal, then you can sign some high end stuff because everything else is achieved.
Yeah.
That is not as bad as you would think. It's
not a worse off job. It's actually a better situation going into it than the Texans job, who has no draft picks, has the highest cap there is in the NFL right now. That it's not a good job. The only thing that's enticing about the Texans is that you have a Deshaun Watson.
Right.
That's it. And you're going to trade your best receiver in a day or two.
Yeah.
Will Fuller's not going to be there.
That's a tough trade. Tough trade to make.
Yeah, it is.
Because he's always hurt. Always hurt. And you got to miss a week with the COVID stuff anyways. Yep. But somebody needs a piece. I mean, phenomenally for the Packers, but the Packers don't do shit like that. But, I know we talk Bieniemy a lot.
Yeah.
But the flavor of the NFL.
Yeah.
Joe Brady.
Yeah.
To the Jets with Trevor Lawrence. Seems like that's it.
Yeah.
Seems like that's the move.
Yeah.
And then you end up with like, and then that gives Atlanta a chance to maybe get Fields, and then they probably had Adam Gase.
Yeah.
Because that's feels like that's what Atlanta would do.
I think Arthur Blank's smarter than that.
Is he? He keeps coming down the sidelines and keeps getting them lost. The jinx of Arthur Blank.
I know it. All right, you ready for some pick'ems?
Let's do it.
All righty. Here we go. Colts, Lions.
I'm going to go with the Colts.
I'm going to go Lions.
I figured you were going to because you love Matt Patricia.
Nope. That's not,
No?
I like Matt Stafford, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's that. I don't feel confident in the Colts because I still don't know what the fuck they are.
No, because if Phillip Rivers throws one pick, we both know he's thrown about 2 more too. So
yeah,
and the Lions showed the last few weeks that they can win some games.
They didn't lose them.
Exactly.
Now that's Atlanta's thing.
Yes, they're just Atlanta's finding ways to lose games.
They scored a touchdown that ended up losing them a game.
Hold on. We're going to talk about that before we make any more picks.
Okay.
The fact that the Falcons offense were getting shit on because they scored is bullshit.
I understand.
It is bullshit. That's their fucking job, is to score. Your defense's job, you highly pay these people to stop the opposing team.
Right.
They had to score a touchdown with a minute 12 left and 1 timeout.
I think it wouldn't have been as big a deal if he wasn't trying to stop but couldn't.
Yes, exactly.
Like if he'd have just ran in, they'd been like, fuck, man, that puts you up.
Exactly.
But him trying to stop and kind of like, because that just made it a Falcons thing then.
And then Matt Ryan mic'd up saying, hey, don't score.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Who told him that? I mean,
that's the proper play, is to not score.
I understand that, but you're the offense, you score.
Yeah.
Your defense stops people. They're not very good at it. They're not good at it. But that's my mentality. I'm like, I was pissed off. I could not imagine. Todd Gurley may have a bonus in his contract that says
100% does.
$1 million for however many touchdowns I score this year.
He does.
You know what I mean? Like, you're at that point, I get it. The team wins more important, but that's why you pay a defense. That's why you have a defense. The offense scores, defense stops people. I was just upset about that.
Yeah, I mean, but I think we can both agree that the proper thing to do was to not score, especially since they told you not to.
Exactly. Take a fucking knee.
Do it.
Take a fucking knee. Kick your field goal if you're going to do it that way.
That too. Why? Because that happened in a college game last week. If this is your thing, stop handing the ball off.
Yeah.
Just take a knee.
Just take a knee.
Because basically you just want them to burn their time out.
Yeah.
That's all you're trying to do.
So stop.
Take a knee.
Yeah.
Make them burn it.
Mm-hmm.
No chance of a fumble.
No.
I mean.
Yeah. If you're going to do it like that, take a fucking knee. Be smarter about it.
Yeah.
You know, that's also my thing. Just if you're going to keep running the ball, a team who's not trying to tackle you, you're going to score.
Yeah, that's kind of the way it is.
That's the way it goes,
it's the only way they can get the ball
exactly.
back.
So I did not like the criticism that came from that, but yeah, I get it. It's the Falcons.
Yeah, I mean, it was necessary, but yeah.
I didn't agree.
Yeah, but you should.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
49ers Seahawks.
Seahawks all day.
I'll take the Niners. I don't know. I like them.
Yeah, I don't like Seattle either.
Yeah,
but
I
don't know what to do with either of those teams, to be honest with you. Because, Seattle's always going to put points up just because that's what they do.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to make of the Niners because everybody's still injured. But then sometimes they look like a Super Bowl championship team, and then the next week they look terrible. I don't know. I just don't know what to do with that.
I know. I think a lot of the times they play to their competition.
Yeah.
And, divisional game. I think they can. Yeah. I think they're going to look pretty decent. I could be completely fucking wrong. Be. All righty. Let's go with the Cowboys Eagles Sunday Night Football.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know it. I got to go Eagles.
I do too, even though I said I was never going to pick the Eagles again, but I don't know how you don't pick the Eagles in this game.
I know.
I don't even know what
this
quarterback for Dallas. I don't even know what his name is.
I don't either. Is it the offensive coordinator?
Could be.
Is he suiting up? Chargers, Broncos.
We're going to talk about that. Hold on a sec.
Oh, sorry.
You talk about that of the cuts that Dallas made of you're overweight, we're cutting you. That was great, which I understand. That's part of the deal. But you paid this guy a shit ton of money, and he was overweight when he signed the contract.
Exactly.
And you put it in there. If you lose the weight, we'll pay you more. And then you cut him for not losing the weight. It's just a weird thing to say of like, well, he was overweight when you gave him the contract.
Exactly.
So this is on you. But I think you're seeing Dallas's issues and it happens to be mostly the Jones family.
Yes.
Of like, they get enamored with their pieces and their guys of like, and it goes to point out their culture is nothing down there.
No.
Mike McCarthy doesn't know what he's doing. It doesn't seem like the players don't like him. The defensive coordinator that was out of the league for 6 years is still playing like it was 6 years ago.
Well, he's got Tabasco in his eye.
Yeah. There's another one. Like the oh yeah. We've all been there.
Yes.
And it's horrific. But it just couldn't be like, coach, is this what happens when you're trying to call a fucking defense in the game? Like you can't stop 3rd and 19 and you're giving up a first down. Is it because you couldn't see? But I mean, it is just such a fucking train wreck.
It is. The hot sauce of the eye cracked me up.
Oh my God.
Oh, fuck.
But yeah, the cuts that he was making in the of like, hey Jerry, this is pointing out of why you need to hire somebody that actually is a football guy.
Yeah,
because you and your son are just
idiots.
Fucking
idiots. Alrighty.
And for some reason, Zeke Elliott is almost out of the league.
Yeah,
I mean that's where it's going.
Alrighty, this one's a tough one too because I think we both agree that we don't know what the hell's up with these two teams either. Saints and Bears.
Didn't you say something about the Broncos before I cut you off?
Oh, shit. Yeah, sorry. That's because you cut me off.
Yeah.
Chargers, Broncos. Sorry.
Chargers, Broncos. Chargers all day.
Okay. You just go ahead and write down the team I'm picking.
Yeah, I already know that.
Okay.
I don't know why you threw that in there.
I gave you a couple Bengals ones, so...
Yeah, but those are easy picks.
I know, but I picked the Bengals last week, and I should have won.
Know.
I should have won that game. I should have...
They Bengaled it.
I know. They Bengaled it.
You don't watch enough Bengals games to know that when there was 40 seconds left and no timeouts, there's no way that Cincinnati was winning that fucking game. Laying on my couch watching that game going 40 seconds, way too much. Well, they don't have any timeouts. Still way too much fucking time. They left 20. The Bengals got the ball back. That's the other point of that.
So, a buddy of mine was betting on the spread and the win.
Yeah.
So, they score the touchdown. The Browns score the touchdown.
Right.
He's got the win locked in. He's got to make the extra point for him to get the spread.
Oh, yeah.
$280.
Yeah.
Was off because he missed the extra point.
So it's what, 3.5?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yep, missed the extra point, so he didn't get any money.
And people always go, man, why do they always put that half point in there?
That's why. Exactly. That's why.
It's called the hook.
Uh-huh.
And you kind of want that on your side.
Exactly. All righty. Saints, Bears.
I'm going to go with the Saints because I don't know who they are, and I also don't know who the Bears are, but I'm just going to go over the past and say that the Bears are who we thought they were.
Yeah. Good one.
And that's just not good.
Good one.
If you want to crown them, crown them.
I'll go Saints, too.
That might be one of the best.
We let them off the hook.
We let them off the hook. They are who we thought they were.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
Did he die?
Yeah, like a couple years ago.
Oh, no kidding?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. There you go. See?
He should have beat the Bears.
Yep.
Yeah, that's still one of the classics.
It was good.
They are who we thought they were.
Uh-huh.
And we let them off the hook. If you want to crown their ass, crown them.
It slaps the mic. Nobody.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't think anybody asked the question either. I think he came in hot like that.
They are who we thought they were. I know. Who did you think they were? Because I was at the year that wasn't the year they went to the Super Bowl.
I think so. Yeah,
but it was like a bullshit they got there kind of Super Bowl run.
Uh-huh.
Like
because the Saints should have beat them in the NFC Championship game that year. Yeah, then the Colts smoke them.
Yeah, and that wasn't even. It was like that. I remembered that because I was in Miami and it was rainy too. Of like going into that Super Bowl, like I don't even know if I need to watch this game because. Fucking Rex Grossman.
Yeah, exactly.
He gonna beat Peyton Manning?
Yeah, no,
I doubt it. I mean,
yeah,
because it was like Peyton Manning gets Super Bowl MVP for a game that was like Peyton, you didn't even play that well at all, and I think they just gave it to you because you were the quarterback on the winning team. Because I don't think there was anybody else that could get it.
Nope.
Yeah, but they are who we thought they were. We let them off the hook. God, I love those post games. You don't get it because everybody's so aware of them anymore.
I know it.
But the Herm Edwards, hello, you play to win the game.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you just don't.
Yeah.
I seen an interview with him talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
And, he did the whole thing.
Yeah.
And he said, he goes, I didn't even know about it. And he went home. And he says, I got out of my vehicle and I'm walking up to the house. And he said, my wife came out the front door and goes, what did you do? And he goes, I don't know what you're talking about. She goes, I can't believe you did that. And he's like, what? And she goes, hello? And he goes, oh, are they playing that? And she goes, everybody's playing that. You play to win the game. Hello? I miss those times. That and the playoffs.
The playoffs.
Playoffs?
Yeah. Playoffs?
Have you guys seen this team?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, man, you coach that team.
Jim Moore, you coach that team.
I shocked you got fired.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But Herm Edwards, it's a good post-game interview if he doesn't say hello.
Yeah.
Because it's the truth. You play to win the game.
Yeah.
You don't play
to win the game. Unless you're the Jets right now. And that was coaching. You happen to be team he was coaching at the time.
Yeah.
So.
The Jets. The goddamn Jets.
You get a round table together after the guys get fired this year of all the geniuses.
Yeah.
The offensive genius.
And
Gase in an interview segment with the quarterback genius of Jim Harbaugh.
Mm-hmm.
And like all the genius level guys.
Yeah.
Hey, this guy's a genius.
And
they all suck at their job.
Yeah.
So I don't understand how that.
Exactly.
Now, Peyton Manning's the problem for Adam Gase because he's the one that got him that job.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like.
Yeah. Quit sticking up for that guy, Peyton.
And here's another one. And we'll see how it goes. Josh McDaniel. Mm-hmm. Well, man, the way he does offense. Well, he had fucking Tom Brady for the last however many years that he's been there.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't really know.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just don't know.
I mean, his head coaching job in Denver didn't work out because he tried to be Bill Belichick, and he wasn't Bill Belichick.
Everybody tries to.
Yeah.
And it did come out that he was very adamant that he did not want Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
And the franchise drafted him anyways because they're fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But they ended up getting a Super Bowl, so no big deal. I mean, out of Peyton Manning. But,
exactly.
Well, not even really out of Peyton Manning.
Out of that
a bunch of records with Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning was in the game when they won the Super Bowl with their defense.
Both years that we should have won the Super Bowl, we did not. So.
Yeah. Dude, that one Super Bowl, when it started out with the snap over his head.
I wanted to turn the game off.
I mean, I can't imagine where you were going. And it was just, it was from that moment.
Yep.
It was like they'd forgotten how to play football and just got their ass stomped.
Oh, yeah. No, I watched the snap.
Fuck?
Well, the worst part of it is my mother's husband is a huge Seahawks fan.
Oh.
So there was a lot of tension in the house anyway at that point in time. And the snap goes over his head, and I went, well, that's pretty much how the rest of the game is going to go.
Yep.
And he's like, nah, he goes, you guys are good. I was like, I know we're good, but we just saw how that went.
That's just how it started.
Yep, but it's not going to be any better. He's like, all right. He goes, I don't think we're going to win. I'm like, okay, well, whatever. And then it just kept piling on and piling on and piling on.
That reminded me of when Ohio State lost to Florida in the national championship game. Like you open that up and Ted Ginn gets hurt celebrating after he returns touchdown. And the people forget that Ohio State scores, Ginn's out, kick their extra point, and then go to kick off. They forget that most people don't remember that Florida returned it for like 65 yards. Like they started on the 35-yard line. And it was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
I mean, right from that get,
it's like shit.
Every time Ohio State scored, which wasn't very often.
No.
They kicked the ball off, I think, 4 times in that game, and I'm not so sure that Florida didn't pass the 50 on each of their returns.
Exactly.
Of like, this
isn't good.
This is a problem.
That's not good.
It is weird how you get that feeling, though. Like, first play, it's like, uh-oh.
Yep, that's not good.
We're
not going to come back from this.
This isn't going to go well.
I'm never going to financially recover from this.
What was that out of?
The Tiger King.
Oh, yeah.
She gets her arm bit off.
Oh, I'll never financially recover from this. Yeah, that I guess, he, I don't remember how that lady identifies. I think she identifies as a male.
Okay.
He lost his arm.
Yeah.
And you're talking about your money. I'll never financially recover. I'm assuming you didn't have insurance.
Yeah, exactly.
And it seemed like nobody cared, like that the
Nothing
arm
happened.
was taken.
Yeah. Does it seem like a clean bite?
Including the person who lost the arm.
Yep.
It was like, oh, I don't blame the tiger. Just
What?
being a tiger. Well,
Well,
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. For sure, don't stick your
Yeah,
fucking
don't stick your arm in there.
goddamn cage.
I mean, because it's tiger.
Yeah.
It's tiger.
It's like
That is such a funny thing, too, of like, do you ever wonder if, obviously that show just went crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, just crazy.
Uh-huh.
Do you ever wonder if it was just the perfect timing
Yeah,
when everybody got quarantined that happened to be there?
Oh, yeah.
Like if that came out of a normal time, like it'd get talked about, but it wouldn't be that big?
Yes, I think so. I think it just everybody was already home
Yeah.
and they released it perfectly.
Yeah. I
You know?
mean, it was just that guy's fucking,
Nuts.
like, you need to watch him.
Yeah.
But then, because by the end of the, whatever, there's 6 of them?
Yeah.
6 episodes or whatever. But like the 6th episode, it's like, kind of done with Joe.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't need to see him anymore.
No.
I think it could have been 3 episodes.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we get it. He wrecks his own life.
Uh-huh.
But
I don't
let's move this along.
Exactly.
She obviously killed her husband.
Uh-huh.
He drugs guys to make them think they're gay.
Yep.
And he's in prison. So I don't know where.
That was the best adaptation I've ever heard of that.
I mean, that's what fucking happened.
I know. But that's the best one.
I mean, it's just, I mean, I don't know. That's the best way to
You watch porn with guys in it? Ain't that straight, are you?
Yeah.
Well, I guess not.
Yeah. He gave him drugs, so, you're gay.
Oh, God.
Yeah. But then again, I mean, nothing's came out that was like, that captured anything else. Like, that was the only one in the chamber.
There was another documentary, and I forget what it was called. It came out last winter or 2 winters ago about the neighbor guy and the husband of the neighbor and the other 2 fucking neighbors.
Yeah.
There's the dad age is like inviting the neighbor girls over and they're like spending the night with them. And like one of them is, I forget what it's fucking called, but it's, it was pretty nuts, but it wasn't I think it would have got blown up like that if it would have came out during, a time where everybody was already home. Like it was just as fucking wild as the Tiger King, but it came out at a time where, you didn't really hear about it.
I think the one that would have is, I think we've talked about this before. It's on Netflix, but it was that Abducted in Plain Sight.
That's the one I'm talking about.
About the little girl that keeps getting kidnapped.
Yeah. And the dude jerked off the other guy in the truck. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Abducted in Plain Sight.
Abducted in Plain Sight. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
And that whole build up to that guy jerking him off of like,
he just said he needed to release.
And that's when I made the biggest mistake of my life. Yeah, you jerked off for the guy that kept fucking kidnapping your daughter.
Yeah.
But that guy, I mean, dude.
That's the one I'm talking about. I'm glad you saw it.
That might be I don't want to say greatest because it's fucking tragedy.
Yeah.
But the greatest fucking story of, I mean, and you don't need, it's been out for over a year, so if you guys haven't seen it, like, for sure go watch it.
Yeah.
But the fact that a fucking guy kidnapped a girl like 3 different times.
Yeah.
They never turn him into the cops because they're a religious family. And the guy that kept doing the kidnapping banged the mother. So she wouldn't turn on him or he'd tell everybody she was a whore.
Yeah.
And the dad wouldn't turn him in because the kidnapper talked the dad into jerking him off in the fucking car. So he didn't want him to tell everybody that he was gay because he jerked off the guy that kept kidnapping his daughter. So that, I mean, to think that is something that happened.
Oh, God.
The guy never went to prison, I don't think, because they never turned, and like 3 different times, to the point where he would kidnap her again, and she was making calls back home.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, well, you still got her.
Yeah.
And like, what?
What? Yeah.
Well, go get your daughter.
Exactly.
Well, she doesn't want to come home. She's 12.
He's 40.
And then when you hear the whole brainwashing aspect of what the guy did to her.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah, you understand that she didn't want to come home because she's 12 and she doesn't know.
No. The aliens were going to come and kill her whole family.
It's like you fucking let your daughter be fucking kidnapped because you fucking jerked a guy off in your fucking Woody station wagon. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
And in my mind, that's what it was.
Yeah, for sure.
Wood-paneled station wagon.
Abducted in plain sight. You got to watch it. Yeah.
It's, oh my God.
That's a fun one to talk about.
Because like you'll want to break your fucking TV watching it. Like, you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, again.
And 3 might not be right. It might have been 4 or 5 times.
It could have been. To a one point in time where she went and just like lived in Jacksonville with him. Like in like other states.
Yeah. It's in Mexico.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not 100%. Oh. And that's when I made the biggest mistake of my life. Hey, man. Okay, you jerked that guy off. But maybe would say the worst mistake of your life is letting him kidnap your daughter 4 fucking times. And then after you get her back, this is like, well, we had him over for dinner. It's like, he kidnapped your kid.
Quit inviting him over.
Stop feeding him.
Yeah, Jesus.
Oh my God. Yeah, that doesn't get enough credit. That whole fucking.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
I don't know where to go from here.
I don't know either.
We started off with football and ended off with an adult male jerking off a kidnapper in his vehicle. I think that's where we have to end.
I think so too.
Okay.
Wideside.